Let your glory fill this house. Let your glory fill this house. For you are our King. For you are you who believe. In you we believe. Let your glory fill this house. One more time, let your glory. Let your glory fill this house. Oh, let your glory fill this house. For you are our King. For you are King. In you we believe. In you we believe. Let your glory fill this house. Now everybody come in the house. Say, come in the house. Oh, come in the house. Yahushua say, Yahushua, you are welcome. Come in the house. Everybody say, come in the house. Oh, hallelujah. Come in the house. Yahushua, you are welcome. Come in the house. 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 Oh, Yahushua, you are welcome. Yeah. Come in the house. Let your glory in the house. Let your glory in the house. Oh, Yahushua, you are welcome. Let your glory in the house. Let your glory in the house. Let your glory in the house. Yahushua, you are welcome. Let your glory in the house. Let your power. Let your power in the house. We need your power. Let your power in the house. Oh, Yahushua, you are welcome. Let your power in the house. Let your power. Let your power in the house. So much power. Power in the house. Oh, yeah, yeah. You are welcome. Let your power in the house. Oh, we need his love. Let your love in the house. We need your love. Let your love in the house. Oh, you are welcome. Let your love in the house. Let your love in the house. Oh, let your love in the house. You are welcome. Let your love in the house. Let your love in the house. Let your love in the house. You are welcome. Let your love in the house. Let your ruach in the house. Let your ruach in the house. You are welcome. Let your ruach in the house. Let your ruach in the house. Let your ruach in the house. You are welcome. Let your ruach in the house. Hallelujah. 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 Yeah. Trevor, you got something? You got something? You got something? You can, yeah. Let's go there. Come on, No. I will tell him he gonna do the second verse. sweet spirit, I won't let go. Drawn to the voices, I lift my hands and praise. Been a long time. Got every reason to be here again. Father's love just draws me in. All my eyes wanna see is a glimpse of you. All I need is you. Whoa, yeah. All I need is you, Yah. It's you, Yah. All I need is you. Yeah. Yes, I do. All I need is you, Yah. It's you, Yah. One more day and I'm not the same. Who I cause my heart to sing. I rest on the thought of a watching over me. Come on, you got it. Where will my soul be without your son? He gave his life to save the earth. I rest on the thought of watching over me. Whoa, all I need is you. Turn the track up a little bit louder. Whoa, all I need is you, Yah. It's you, Yah. All I need is you. Time is now. When the world is going crazy, we need you. All I need is you, Yah. Oh, yeah. It's you, Yah. All I need is you. So glad to be on here. All I need is you, Yah. On the winning side is you, Yah. Oh, all I need is you. All I need, all I need is you, Yah. All I need is you, Yah. Come on, let's take it up, say it. It's you, 'cause all I need is Yah. 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 All I need is you. Hallelujah. All I need is you, Yah. It's you, Yah. All I need is you. Can't make it without you. Won't even try to wait. All I need is you, Yah. It's you, Yah. Come on, Johnny. Let's get it. Yeah. Come on, everybody. You hold. You hold. The universe. The universe. You hold. Everyone on earth. Everyone on earth. You hold. The universe. The universe. You hold. Everyone on earth. Everyone on earth. Oh, thank you, Yah. Thank you, Yah, for holding us. The universe. For your laws. Thank you for your commandments. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, yeah. Thank you, thank you. All I need is you, yeah. All I need is you, yeah. All I need is you. Can't make it without you. Can't move without you. All I need is you, yeah. Is you, yeah. All I need is you. Everybody clap your hands. Even if you're listening away. You can give God praise. Give him honor. Give him glory. This is his high day of praise. This is his high day of worship. This is the day he gave us rest. This is the day he wants us to commune with each other. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
My love on you. My love on thee. Yeah. My love on thee. My love. My love. My love on thee. My love. My love. Come on, big Aki. My love. God, this love is deep. You know my love is action. You speaking with your lips, I act because y'all love is passion. You got me from the pit, it's clear as black, I gotta praise him. I hear my love and pray for love, we gotta stop the hatred. We catching cases, different faces, it's the people changing. Behind the bars, our spirit hungry, got our bellies aching. I needed love, you got me through all the pain I faced it. You read your scriptures every day and don't you get complacent. Stay adjacent, spread love, so we in the deep. I'm in the book, I thank you, y'all, you kept me out the streets. I'm here to preach the script, but I know it's another. I forgot the verse. Yeah. Got the verse. My love was deep. My love, got my love. My love was deep. My love, keep going, y'all. My love, my love, my love was deep. My love, my love. I want to hear y'all sing it. My love was deep. My love, oh, my love, my love, my love was deep. My love, my love was deep. My love, my love, my love was deep. My Surprised me with that one, brother.
I seen it this morning, so.
Oh, brother.
When you forget, freestyle.
Freestyle.
When you forget,
My voice sounds crazy.
freestyle. Don't say that you got the word.
I hear you.
Don't say you got the word, just freestyle.
You said just freestyle.
Yeah. Forget. Or repeat the same verse.
Come on, everybody. Come on, Israel, sing and say. strength, yeah, everything. That's why I call you holy. I call you righteous. I call you faithful. I call you right. Come on. Great, true, everything you are. Sing it, y'all. Come on. Yahuwah. Sing it. Yahuwah. I want your love to exude from me. Come on, that's what I want. That's why I call you holy. I call you righteous. I call you faithful. I call you right. Hey, sing this name. Yahuwah, 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 you are holy, Yahuwah, 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 you are holy, you are holy. It's too hyped to come down. It's too hyped to come down. It's too hyped to come down. Excuse my voice being hoarse. I know y'all heard that last screech.
We heard it.
We heard it.
I went higher than usual. Yes.
You got a good voice, brother. You're the third time. I need healing.
You need a healing, brother?
Come lay your hand on my vocal cords.
Say I got these prayer cloths.
Yes, sir. Spray some water. Yes, sir.
You're familiar. So you knew the price and everything.
Can you feel it in your body right now?
Dynamic
No, I
speaker.
can't feel nothing. The devil is alive.
For the hostess with the mostest. The elder.
Father.
Martin?
The bishop.
Martin.
Martin teaching prayer.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We'd like to welcome y'all back.
Y'all chill. Brother Leah. Brother Leah said. Father help us. Singing them songs.
So, we're going to get into some meat. Right?
Uh-oh.
Title, this is The Naked Truth or The Dressed Up Lie. Oh, my bad. See, that ain't my lane. That's why I forgot, because I don't do that.
What's that?
Your lane, brother.
If it's your first time here,
Yes.
if you wouldn't mind standing and introduce yourself to everybody. It's been so long. It's been so long since it's been.
Stand up for me.
But if you don't mind, brother.
Hello, my name's Chuck. Ohio.
From what part of Ohio?
Toledo.
Toledo. Even though you're from Ohio, brother, you still welcome here. The Most High love all his children, even if
Even
they
Ohio.
from Ohio.
You probably tell who else from Ohio in it too.
But yeah, straight up, Chuck, we already met earlier, but we just want to say welcome. Good to see you again. You're always welcome. Y'all always welcome to come and fellowship with us. So I know Toledo not that far of a drive. So whenever you're feeling it, we are now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Right.
Praise God.
So everybody that's watching, turn it on.
This one?
Little more, nigga. Everybody who's watching, like if y'all want to come fellowship, we back to fellowshipping.
Pull up.
So yeah, pull up.
You gotta pull it up.
So, we back to this. The naked truth or the dressed up lie? Which one would you prefer? Which one do you rock with? Naked truth
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna see. So we're in this thing that is called the truth. We say it all the time. I'm in the truth. How long you been in the truth, huh? How long you been in the truth? When you say this, this implies that you were in the lie before this. Right? So now that you're in the truth, you have escaped the lie. Right? That's what we think, right? So, from the time that we came from our mother's womb, the lie been there. Right? From the time we got out, we came into a world of lies. Everywhere that you turn, nothing but lie after lie after lie. Even our parents lied to us when we was children. Unknowingly. Taught us Christmas and Easter. You know what I'm saying? And Easter bunnies and all this stuff. Oh, Santa Claus gonna get you. You're bad. He gonna put pepper in your eye. All this stuff. It's a lie. Right?
So they knew there was lying.
Yep. So the minute that you turn the TV on, it starts to program you into the lie. Not a lie, but definite the lie. All of it. You go to school, they hand you a globe and say, here, little Johnny, you live right here. You live on a spinning ball that's floating through space. That's a what?
A lie.
That's a lie. Right? When you get to a little bit older, they say, Columbus discovered America, and he came over here, and what is that? That is a lie. They teach you your history started 400 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Right? You go to church, and the man that's standing in front of the people that's supposed to be the representation of Yah is doing what to these people? Lying to them.
Finessing them.
The food that you eat, they say, milk does the body good. Drink it. What is that? Lie. Eat the rest of the meat. Eat this. What is it? It's a lie.
Go ahead, now.
This chicken is good for you. But you didn't tell me that you pumped it full of chemicals. What is that? A lie. Every facet of life that we go through has been a lie.
Yes,
we
sir.
see stuff on TV, and because it's on television, we believe it. And it is a lie. All our people running to the protest, you are participating in the lie. Every aspect of life, NASA, lie. Scientists, well, man came from monkeys 7 trillion years ago. You see this rock? It floated from the Scandinavian islands. It's 20 trillion years old. What? That is a bold-faced lie. And it's everywhere all around us. They put people on TV that look like us. And they tell them, you do it, they'll follow it. So we uphold people like basketball players because he's tall and he can shoot a ball. We think he's telling us the truth. And we uphold him. But he is a part of the lie. All of the rappers, the singers, all of the people are a part of the lie. Right? So in Matthew, he said that the deception was going to be so thick that if it was possible, even the very elect would be what?
Deceived.
Deceived.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we've been doing this thing our whole life in the midst of lies. And then we come into this thing that we call the truth. And what we find in what we call the truth.
Lies.
More lies. More dudes in strange outfits who teaching us nothing but
Hatred.
lies and hatred. That's it. So where would we rank a lie at in sin, in the order of sins?
2.
It wouldn't be that.
It's about 2.
It wouldn't be that high. you would say, of course, murder, homosexuality, robbing somebody, stealing, all of these things, right? And it's just a little white lie,
Justify a lot.
right? That's what we'll do. We won't put it where it's really supposed to be at. Give me Proverbs 16. Proverbs 6, my bad. Proverbs 6 and 16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, at verse 16.
Now we know that pride is the catalyst. It's underneath every sin. Every willful sin comes from pride. But watch this. Read.
These 6 things does Yahuwah hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look.
A what?
A proud look.
A proud look. So he mentions pride to tip it off because it's underneath every willful sin. Read.
A lying tongue.
A what kind of tongue?
A lying tongue.
Oh, he just said something right there, right? What kind of tongue?
A lying tongue.
A lying tongue. This say he hated. Read.
And hands that shed innocent blood. And heart that devises wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift to run to mischief. A false witness.
A what?
A false witness.
Read.
That speaks lies.
Whoa, he mentioned lying 2 times in this. 2 times in this one. He mentioned he hate liars. 2 times out of the 6 strike things that he just mentioned off. Lying was in here 2 times. It means it can't be a light thing, right? Because our main chapter that we're going to be dealing with is Proverbs 23:23, where it says, buy the truth and sell it not. So we got to find out what this really, really means. Give me James chapter 3, verse 7.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 7. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed of mankind.
He said everything in the wild and the sea has been tamed by man. But what?
But the tongue.
But the what?
But the tongue.
Oh, where does the lies come from? The tongue, right? He said everything else been tamed. They can capture a whale and put it in SeaWorld. This giant animal, an elephant, command it and ride on his back and make it stand up in the circus. Right? Same thing with the lion. But he said the tongue, read.
But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil.
It is what?
An unruly evil.
He said it's an unruly evil. That's why you gotta watch your mouth. That's why you gotta be a few words. When you start talking too much, automatically we know what's about to follow. Just wait on it. Here it comes. Yep, there go the lie. But you gotta know how to recognize it. So, we have the truth and we have the lie. But the lie is smart. The lie dresses itself up to look like the truth. Therefore, if you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're going to be deceived and you're going to go after the lie.
Yes, sir.
Because he disguised it to be kind of similar.
Yeah.
And make them look like they parallel each other. And if you don't know, you're going to get got. And if you got this in your heart where, like, it's 2 things that I wanted to be something. I wanted the name to be a higher, a sharp, a higher. Right? And when B was telling me otherwise, it was cracking my soul. Right? Because I wanted it to be this. But it's not. So if you got this in you where you want it to be something as opposed to letting it be what it is, you in big trouble because you're going to buy the lie. We're going to see it. Give me Titus 1:1.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 1. Paul, a servant of Elohim and an apostle of Yeshua HaMashiach, according to the faith of Elohim's elect and the acknowledging of the truth.
Of the what?
Of the truth.
Acknowledging of the truth. Read.
Which is after godliness.
After what?
After godliness.
Read.
In hope of eternal life.
In what?
In hope of eternal life.
So if you keep this truth, it will get you eternal life. Read.
Which Elohim, that cannot lie.
He cannot do what?
That cannot lie.
It say he cannot lie. It don't say the other ones. It don't say he can't murder. It can't do this. He say he cannot lie. What are the two things that he said in that Proverbs 6?
Yeah, a lying tongue and a false witness. That speaks lies.
Lies 2 times in that thing that he hate. Here he tells us that he cannot lie. He didn't say he tell white lies every once in a while. But he said he cannot do it. This is the only thing he can't do is tell a lie. That's deep in itself. So let's show how they try to parallel, how the lie tries to parallel itself with the truth. Revelation chapter 5 and verse 5.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5, and verse 5. And one of the elders says unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Loose the what?
The 7 seals thereof.
So notice he's connected with the 7s, right? Read.
And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of 4 beasts, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns.
How many?
7 horns.
Notice 7s again, read.
And 7 eyes.
7 eyes, read.
Which are the 7 ruach of Elohim, sent forth into all the earth.
So we have 7s galore with Mashiach. Revelation chapter 8, verse 2.
Revelation chapter 8 and verse 2. And I saw the 7 Malachim.
How many?
The 7 Malachim.
7 Malachims, read.
Which stood before Elohim, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
How many trumpets?
7 trumpets.
7 trumpets. So we see these 7s is playing a major role in this. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 trumpets, prepared themselves to sound. The first Malach sounded.
We good right there. So we got these 7 angels, 7 eyes, 7 ruachs, and all these different joints, right? Revelation chapter 15, verse 1.
Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in Shamayim, great and marvelous, 7 Malachim, having the 7 last plagues.
Having 7 what?
Last plagues.
7 last plagues. Read.
For in them is filled up the wrath of Elohim.
Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And the 7 Malachim came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen.
So we got these 7s that's over and over, that's associated with Mashiach. Revelation chapter 21, verse 9.
Revelation 21 and verse 9. And there came unto me one of the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 vials, full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come here, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife.
So we got the 7s again. Revelation chapter 12, verse 3.
Revelation 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in Shamaim. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads.
Having what?
7 heads.
And what else?
And 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon the heads.
Wow, so he's kind of playing around with the sevens, right? But we know that he's really the 666. But he's trying to play with the sevens to be somewhere closely around it. Revelations 13:1.
Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
What?
The name of blasphemy.
The name of blasphemy. So we can see he's closely trying to resemble and be like him. Revelation chapter 1, verse 12.
Revelation 1:12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
How many?
7 golden candlesticks.
7 golden candlesticks. When you see these golden candlesticks, where is this at?
On manure.
I said, where is it at?
It's on the law.
Exactly,
Oh,
they
okay.
in the tabernacle.
Yeah.
So this means Mashiach is what? He's the high priest, because that's the only person that can go in there, right?
Yeah.
What do the high priest wear?
All 12 stones.
All what?
12 stones.
All 12 stones. Read B.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So he's showing he is the high priest. He's in there. We know what he wear. Ezekiel 28:13.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 13. You have been in Eden, the garden of Elohim. Every precious stone was your covering.
Every what?
Every precious stone was your covering.
How many the priest have?
12.
12. Read.
The sardius, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and gold.
And the what?
And gold.
So he only has 9 of the stones. But if we don't know no better, he's going to look just like the priest. Right? He's going to look just like him. Both desire worship. John chapter 4, verse 23.
About to break it from me. Where?
John chapter 4 and 23.
The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 23. But the hour comes, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father.
In what?
In Ruach and in truth.
He said the true worshipers shall worship him in spirit and in truth. So if you worship the other one, what will you do with him? In the flesh and in the lie. Right? Just we're gonna show you this whole thing is just a flip around. It's running closely to it. So if God desires it in spirit and in truth, he desires it in flesh and in lies. But we know the lie is easy to take. The truth is hard for people to take. B brought the joint out last time he was up about that forgiveness, and Ox is still trying to get around it. Still to the day trying to get around it.
And it seems like every time
Exactly.
somebody get killed or something like that, every time y'all drop a forgiveness lesson. Every time it's like, what if you sleep with your baby mother? Father.
Right. Trying to come up with scenarios to try the best not to do it.
It's hard.
Because that's hard to take. But the lie is easy. It is easy. Right? Give me John 8:15.
John chapter 8 and verse 15. You judge after the flesh. I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true.
It is what?
It is true.
My judgment is true. So if his judgment is true, what is the other guy's?
A lie.
It is a lie. Simple. Very, very simple. Right? Give me Revelations chapter 14 and verse 7.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 7. Saying with a loud voice, fear Elohim and give esteem to him.
Do what?
Fear Elohim and give esteem to him.
And give esteem to him. Read.
For the hour of his judgment is come. And worship him that made Shamayim and earth and the sea and the fountains of water.
So he says, his judgment is come. Worship him that made Shamayim and the earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Flat out let you know, I want your worship, but you can only worship me in the way that I put it out there.
Yeah.
The other guy don't care. It's by hook or by crook. As long as you do it, I'm good with it. However you do it, I'm good with it. But with Yah, it has to be a specific way. Right? Jump down to verse 9. Revelation 14, verse 9.
Verse 9. And the third Malach followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast,
If any man do what?
if any man worship the beast,
Because they both desire worship.
Right.
Read.
and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand,
Or in his what?
or in his hand,
Or in his hand. Read.
the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim.
So before this mark goes forward, an angel gonna cry out and let you know the truth. Do not receive this mark. Before it's ever given, this angel gonna cry out and tell you don't do it. And he gonna speak the truth. Guess what people gonna do? Still take the lie. Still take the lie. Verse 11.
Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever and ever.
How long?
Forever and ever.
Good grief. Read.
And they have no rest day, nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name.
And whoso what?
Ever receives the mark of his name.
Because he desires to be worshipped the same way. Revelation chapter 13, verse 4.
Revelation 13 and 4. And they worship the dragon.
They did what?
They worship the dragon.
Didn't he tell you don't do that? And they worship the dragon. Read.
Which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
So when he killed the two witnesses who have great power, which I'm going to bring something else out on this later, but when he killed them because they got power to shut the Shamayim up and stop the rain and bring fire upon people and plagues upon people, when they killed them, the people going to say, man, can't nobody mess with dude. He that guy, he the truth.
Right.
He that guy, he the truth.
Right.
Right?
Gotta be.
Because he just killed them. Ooh, boy. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Everybody that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. And he told you, don't do it. But it's only the people whose name not written. Read.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundations of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Do what?
Let him hear.
Let him hear. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
To do what?
To worship the first beast.
Again, it's all about worship. Keep this in mind. This whole thing is about worship. Read.
Whose deadly wound was healed, and he does great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from Shamayim.
So he makes fire come down from the Shamayim. Jump to verse 15.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So the repeat word and all of this stuff in Revelation is about worship. Over and over and over again, it's trying to tell you to worship Yah and Him only. Don't worship the other guy. But the other guy has dressed up and impersonated him, and he looked like what we think Mashiach supposed to look like. Yeah. Right? The way that the pastor deceives you is because he got on stuff that he making you think this is how he should look. Right? He drive a nice car, he got all of the fancy stuff, and it looked like in our minds that this is what Mashiach is supposed to be like. Right? So if we didn't know this script, get Isaiah chapter 53 verse 2. If we didn't know this scripture, this is what we would think about Mashiach. We would think he was the most handsome dude ever.
The book of Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness.
No what?
No form nor comeliness.
He has no form nor comeliness. What does comeliness mean?
Beauty.
Beauty, he didn't have none of it. Because the Most High knew that if he was beautiful, the people would follow him just off that. Absalom, exactly. Just off that alone, the people would have flocked to him for that. That ain't it. Let's see the other guy. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 16 and 17.
The book of Ezekiel 28 and verse 16. But the multitude of your merchandise, they have filled the midst of you with violence, and you have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane out of the mountain of Elohim, and I will destroy you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty.
Because of what?
Because of your beauty.
Wow. So one has no comeliness, but he is the truth, and the other one is a lie, but he is beautiful. See how this works? But we all fall after something that looks good. Something that shines, but they tell you everything that glitters ain't gold. Oh my goodness. Philippians chapter 2, verse 8.
The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 8. And being found and fashioned as a man, he humbled himself.
He did what?
He humbled himself.
The other guy was exalted because of his beauty. But Mashiach, the second in command, came down from his great place and humbled himself. Wow. Read it again.
And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death.
And did what?
And became obedient unto death.
And became obedient unto death. So again, I said it before. We all say that we in the truth. But the truth is like a giant bus with thousands of passengers on it. And the minute we hear something that we don't like, we say, pull over, bro, let me out. Let me out. So Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1 ain't telling you that you can have seven wives, right? Oh, pull over. Let me off.
Stop the question.
Let me off. I can't take it. Let me off. Yep. You know what? Sister, the scriptures say you're supposed to submit to your husband. What? No. Let me off. Pull this thing over. Now let me out.
I make just as much money as him.
Yep. I make more money than him. Shoot. Let me off of this
You
thing.
better submit to me.
Soon as something that you don't like, you get off. So you gotta continue in it. Buy the truth and sell it not. It's gonna get deep. John chapter 8, verse 28.
The book of John, chapter 8, and verse 28. Then said Yeshua unto them, when you have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall you know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself.
I do what?
I do nothing of myself.
I do nothing of myself. People is at the protest doing things of themselves. He didn't tell you to do what you're doing. That's on you. You doing that. Read.
But as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things, and he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him.
That do what?
That please him.
That make him proud.
That please him.
That please him. Read.
As he spake these words, many believed on him.
They did what?
Many believed on him.
He says, as he spake these words, many believed on him. Read.
Then said Yeshua to those Yahudim which believed on him, if you continue in my word.
If you stop, if you get on the bus, but get off.
If you continue in my word.
He says, if you continue in my word, read.
Then are you my disciples indeed.
So what if you stop following him? You're not the disciple no more. So you got on the bus, and when he did something or said something that you didn't like, bing, bing, pull over and let me off. I can't take it. What verse you at?
32.
Read.
And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
He says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So if the truth makes you free, what does the lie do to you?
Slave bondage.
Wow. See how the flip works? Make it real simple, right? If the truth sets you free, then the lie must confound you. It must enslave you in some type of way. John chapter 5, verse 24.
It's the home of the free, y'all.
The book of John, chapter 5, and verse 24. Truly, truly, I say unto you, he that hears my word and believes on him that sent me have everlasting life.
So the only way you got everlasting life, he says, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me have everlasting life. Read.
Have everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life.
Passed from death unto life. Verse 46.
Verse 46. For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me.
For he what?
For he wrote of me.
So the people that don't believe in him, you really don't believe in Moses' writings, is what he's telling you. But a lot of people hang their hats on the Old Testament and show you they really don't know it. Verse 47.
But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words?
But if what?
But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words?
How shall you believe my words? John chapter 6, verse 1.
John 6 and 1. After these things, Yeshua went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. And a great multitude followed him.
How many?
A great multitude followed
It
him.
says a great multitude. The bus is full right now. A great multitude is following him. Everybody is charged up and amped up following him. A multitude is following him. But let's see why. Read.
A great multitude was followed him, because they saw his miracles which he did on them that were diseased.
So the only reason they was following him, for what?
Because they saw his miracles which he did on them that were diseased.
Because they saw the miracles. This is why half of these people was following him. Hold that. Give me Revelation chapter 13, verse 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
By what?
By the means of those miracles.
So the reason they was following Mashiach, because they saw the miracles. This guy gonna do miracles and get you. Read it again. No, that same verse.
And deceived them.
Matter of fact, the verse before.
And he does great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from Shamayim on the earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
By the means of those miracles. So the reason that they believed on Mashiach at that point is because they saw the miracles. See how he's trying to play in the same lane with them? Everything. So if you don't know no better, you're gonna get got. You fed 5,000 people, right? Let's go back to John chapter 6, verse 13.
John 6 and 13. Therefore, they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over above all them that they had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Yeshua did, said, "This is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world."
So what do you think they're going to say when they see him, his miracles?
It's the Messiah.
See that? It's the same thing. Just because the miracles, this guy is the truth because of the miracles. But this is only half of the people. Let's get down. Let's jump down to verse 26.
Verse 26. Yeshua answered them and said, "Truly, truly, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat the loaves and were filled."
So because the belly God was satisfied, you believe on the God. You're not following, you ain't care about the miracles, you care that you just ate. You know what I'm saying? You care that you just ate. This is why you following. If that food wasn't here, you would have been left. Right? The belly God, it all connects, everything go right hand in hand. They bleed into each other. Verse 27.
Verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perishes, but for that meat which endures unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give you. For him hath Elohim the Father sealed.
He did what?
Have Elohim the Father sealed.
What does this mean, to be sealed?
Mark.
To be marked. Read that verse again.
Verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perishes, but for that meat which endures unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath Elohim the Father sealed.
So he just told you how to get Yah's mark and to be sealed. Keep this in mind. Verse 30.
They said therefore unto him, What sign show you then?
Notice, He just did the miracles. He just fed all of these people, but they still want to see a sign. Show us something else. So it's only going from miracle to miracle. So that miracle got me over till next week.
Right.
But you need to do something else. That was great at the time, but I need to see another one. And you need to give me a miracle every week. I need to see something. Right? This is what they're showing. We give you these lessons over and over and show you things that you ain't seen before, but it still ain't good enough. What you got for us, Doc? What you got next? Gotta be better than that. Trail brought out this. You can't top it. B brought out this. You can't top it.
These are real statements that people made, by the way.
Right? You don't make stuff up. Right? So all this is we need the next fix. We need the next thing. This will just hold us over for a little while. Wow, man, that was so deep, bro. But what you got next? Ponder, exactly. Ponder on that and eat it. Stay with it. But we need to keep getting them. Jump down to verse 54.
Verse 54. Whatso eats my flesh and drinks whoso eats my flesh and drinks my blood hath eternal life.
Now what?
Eternal life. And I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eats my flesh and drinks my blood dwells in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eats me, even he shall live by me. This is the bread which came down from Shamayim.
This is what?
The bread which came down from Shamayim.
He said, this is the bread which came down from Shamayim. If you really understand this thing, they was asking these things about the bread is because Moses fed the people for 40 years with the manna, but it really wasn't Moses, right? He was the representation that was in front of the people. So they saying, yeah, you fed us 5,000 people with that little bit of stuff, but Moses did it for 40 years. What you got? I know you did it today, but hey, you competing with 40 years, buddy. They don't even know he was the one that was doing it. To dressed up lie. Read.
Verse 58.
Yeah.
This is that bread which came down from Shamayim, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead.
And are what?
And are dead.
And are dead. Read.
He that eats of this bread shall live forever.
Read.
These things said he in the synagogue, as he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying.
Oh no, man.
Crazy.
Man,
Talk about eating.
they talk crazy, bro. Oh man, this nigga tripping, bro.
Facts.
Man.
I know about this kind of
After you just saw what he been doing. And if you know your book, you know what he's talking about. Just to show you, just like they didn't know the book, most of us don't know it. Read.
Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? When Yeshua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, does this offend you?
You offended? You offended on what I just said? You mad? You mad?
You big man.
You big man or little man? Does this offend you? Read.
What and if you shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? It is the Ruach that quickens.
It is what?
The Ruach that quickens.
It is the Ruach that quickens. Read.
And the flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are ruach.
They are what?
They are ruach.
Read.
And they are life. But there are some of you that believe not, for Yeshua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him.
So some of these people about to get off the bus. Read.
And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
They got off the bus. I can't take what you just said. Let me off. Let me off the bus. I can't take it. Now, when people leave, everybody, man, y'all should go and get him and do this and do this. Let's see what he do. Verse 67.
Verse 67. Then said Yeshua unto the 12, will you also go away?
Y'all gonna leave? He didn't say, man, go back and get them and make sure they know that I'm the guy. Let them know I'm the Messiah, man. I got to just debate with them a little bit longer. Maybe they'll get it. He didn't mention them guys no more. They left because they willingly left. They wanted to leave. They couldn't stand the truth. They left on their own. So when people leave, it's sad. I pray you come back. I pray you come back and get more understanding. But just like him, ask to everybody else, who else ready to leave?
That lets you know that they not sheep. Remember, he said that if his sheep go, then he going to get his sheep. But these people left. He like, y'all leaving too? These people wasn't his sheep. They didn't hear his voice.
Absolutely. So it's people got personal things in the reason that they leave. I want to make ta'at wrong. All types of foolishness. That's a bad ruach in you. Sick of them being right. You think you know everything. No, I actually don't. We just switched up on a whole bunch of stuff that we thought was right. Personal. Give me John chapter 8, 32 again.
The book of John chapter 8 and verse 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth will make you free. So we all say we're in the truth. So we supposed to be what? Free. But if it's something over you that you can't stop doing, guess what you're not in?
You're in bondage, baby.
You still in bondage. It still got a clutch over you. It still got a hold over you. Because the truth is supposed to make you free. But if you still indulging in the lie, you are still in the lie. Read.
They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How say you, you shall be made free? Yeshua answered them, truly, truly, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin,
Whosoever
commits sin,
is what?
is the servant of sin.
When you're still a slave to it. If you commit sin, especially willful, it means you are a slave to it. It means you are not in the truth. It means you're not in the truth as you proclaim. Read.
And the servant abides not in the house forever, but the Son abides forever. And if the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me.
Now, at this point, they actually didn't seek to kill him, but he already knows what's in them. They haven't picked up a stone, they haven't said nothing, but he already accusing them of trying to kill him before they are doing it. Read.
Because my word hath no place in you.
The what?
Because my word has no place in
My
you.
word have no place in you. Read.
I speak that which I have seen with my Father, and you do that which you have seen with your father.
With your who?
With your father.
With your daddy. Read.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yeshua said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth.
Have told you what?
The truth.
He told you the truth. But you can't handle the truth. Read.
Which I have heard of Elohim. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father.
You do what?
The deeds of your father.
You do the deeds of your father. He cutting them to the core with what he's saying. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. They can't take it. Read.
You do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim.
How do y'all think this dialogue is going? You think they just talking, oh, you do the work of your father, which is the devil. You think they talking like that?
No, he pointing at him. He pointing at him.
This has got to be heated.
Y'all boys think y'all righteous out here?
Read on.
Yeshua said unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me. For I proceed forth and came from him, from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
He did what?
He sent me.
He sent me. So if he don't send you to do something, don't put his name on it. Y'all told me to go out and get in the protest and throw stuff. You better stop it. He told me to, when they break that Target window out, to go in there and get the TVs, because he know we want to watch the news and see what's on. We need to see what's happening.
Take the wealth of the wicked and give it up for the righteous.
Right? We was almost out of tissue. Even after all we done stocked up on, we need to go in there and get that stuff. Better stop playing.
It's a blessing. It's free.
Freely he gives to all men.
Oh, man.
Exactly. You better stop playing with this thing, man. If he didn't send you, don't say it. Don't put his name on it. Read.
If Elohim were your father, you would love me. For I proceed forth and came from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech?
Why you don't get it?
You don't know.
Because you don't want it. You don't want it. And you're not a sheep, you don't want to hear it. This is what I've noticed after numerous debates and arguments with people and losing my voice, arguing back and forth with people and showing them and confounding them to the last compound, and they still don't want to get it. And I just sat there and wasted 2 and 3 hours of my time with this foolishness for somebody that don't want it. They didn't accept it from himself. But our pride, you gonna get this work, you gonna listen to me.
You gonna get this work.
You gonna get this work, you gonna listen to me.
Wicked free, but no man pursue.
Exactly. Yeah, because he said it. Now I got to stay another hour and debate with you. No. When I say I will not respond to you again, guess what? No matter what you say, I'm not responding to you no more.
Speak to me no more of this matter.
Exactly.
Brother must be scared. You don't want to put no precepts over here.
Yeah. What verse you at?
43.
Read on.
Why do you not understand my speech, even because you cannot hear my word? You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
From what?
From the beginning.
Wow. He made Adam and Eve kill themselves. Using something. Read.
And abode not in the truth.
And did what?
Abode not in the truth.
It says he abode not in the truth. That means at one point he was in it. Because he didn't stay. It says he abode not in the truth. So at one point He was in it. He was on the bus. What? They can't praise me. Let me off, man. I gotta get my own. Let me off. It's all about me. I'm just as beautiful as you. Wow. 44 again.
You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
There's no what?
No truth in him.
Remember, it says Yah cannot lie, but this guy has no truth in him. Read.
When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
He's the what?
The father of it.
So he's the father of lying. So they said, Yah said he creates evil. He's the one. He's the father of it. That means before he did it, it didn't exist. He did it. He's the father of the lie. He is the lie. So Mashiach is the truth and he is the lie. But he's dressed up to look like the truth. And we got to figure it out. Because if we don't, we're going to be hit. We're going to be greatly deceived. Verse 45.
Verse 45. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not.
Because I tell you what?
The truth, you believe me not.
I'm telling you the truth and you don't want to believe it. Read.
Which of you convinces me of sin?
Which of y'all convince me of sin? Read.
And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me?
Why don't you believe me? I'm telling you the all-out, unadulterated truth. But you don't want to hear it. John chapter 18, verse 37.
The book of John chapter 18 and verse 37. Pilate therefore said unto him, Are you a king? Are you a king then? Yeshua answered, You say that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, and I should bear witness. And I should bear witness unto the truth.
Unto what?
Unto the truth.
Read.
Everyone that is of the truth hears my voice.
Everybody that's of the truth, keep this in mind when you arguing back and forth. He says, everyone that's of the truth, do what? Hears my voice. So when they don't hear it, it's telling you right there, he's not one. You're wasting your time. Read.
Pilate said unto him, What is the truth?
He asked him, what is the truth? He don't know the truth is standing before him. It's right there, but he don't know it. Just like the people, they didn't know it. John chapter 3, verse 17.
And don't get it twisted. Make sure you're telling the truth before you write somebody off and not listen to you.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, you'll hear what he's saying. You be like, oh, they don't want to hear it. Like, you telling the lie. You know what I'm saying? Verify that you're telling the truth first.
The book of John chapter 3 and verse 17. For Elohim sent not his son into the world to condemn the world.
To do what?
To condemn the world.
So the brothers that come out and condemn you, you going to hell, you white girl. Right? See, they ain't hear me. That's just what you talking about. See, they ain't hear me because I told them the truth and they rejected it. No, you went to a white neighborhood and you started calling them people out their names, and of course they're gonna get mad at you. Right? That only makes sense. Of course. So why didn't you go into your own neighborhood and wake up your own people, but you went to Times Square where you knew all the white people was gonna be at, and then you start berating them and talking about them. Say, look, Esau hating on us. Esau locked me up. No, you know what you're doing, but it's for views. That's what you did it for. You know? Read.
For Elohim sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Read.
He that believes on him is not condemned, but he that believes not is condemned already.
It is what?
Condemned already.
Woo. Read.
Because he had not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim.
He didn't do what?
Did not believe in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim.
Read.
And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world.
That light is coming to the world, and what?
And men love darkness rather than light.
There you have it right there. He said the light has come into the world, but men love darkness rather than light. So you to find out most people that's deceived, you're deceived because you love it. Because you're deceiving yourself, because you love darkness. Read that verse again.
For Elohim sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believes on him is not condemned, but he that believes not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
For what?
For everyone that does evil has the light neither come to the, for everyone that does evil hates the light.
Does what?
Hates the light.
Hates the light. Read.
Neither comes to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
This is deeds should be reproved. Read.
But he that does truth comes to the light, and that his deeds may be made manifest, and that they are wrought in Elohim.
That they what?
Wrought in Elohim.
That they are wrought in Elohim. John chapter 9, verse 1.
The book of John chapter 9 and verse 1. And Yeshua passed by. And as Yeshua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Which was what?
Blind from his birth.
So this man has been blind from his birth. Everybody knows this. Read.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yeshua answered, Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of Elohim should be made manifest in him.
Neither have this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of Elohim should be made manifest in him. Verse 7.
Verse 7. And said unto him, Go, wash them in the pool of Siloam.
Matter of fact, verse 6.
Verse 6. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay, and said unto him, Go, wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore, and washed, and came, seeing. The neighbors there. Hold
on. So notice, he don't say, the blind man don't say, man, you spit on the ground, man. Get some, you know what I'm saying? Make that out of some water, some clean water. He didn't do like Naaman did and say, go wash yourself in the river 7 times, dip yourself 7 times. This man don't say, man, I don't know about that spit. Don't put that spit on my eye, man. He don't do that. Well, he would actually know. He know. He believed. It's a difference. He didn't make no excuses. I don't know about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Use plenty of water right over there. You can make some clay and put it on my eyes. He didn't do that. He went with it. Verse 7.
That was 7.
Okay, read.
And said unto him, Go, wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore, and washed, and came seeing.
Came what?
Seeing.
Came seeing. This man has been blind his whole life, is now seeing. Read.
The neighbors therefore, and they which before had seen him that he was blind, said, Is not this he that sat and begged?
And did what?
That sat and begged?
Read.
Some said, This is he. Others said, He's like him, but he said, I am he.
He said what?
I am he.
You let them know, don't get it twisted, that's me. I was the man that's been blind all my life, the one that's been begging. So y'all don't get it twisted, I'm the guy. Read.
Therefore said they unto him, How were your eyes open?
Who made you see? Read.
He answered and said, A man that is called Yeshua made clay and anointed my eyes, and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight.
I did what he told me to do.
Yeah.
I listened to what he commanded me to do, and I went and did it. I didn't put something in it and say, I don't think that's going to work, man. The other miracle worker, he tried to do it like this. He went and did as he was told. Think how deep this is. He obeyed what he was told. Right? Read.
Then said they unto him, Where is he? He said, I know not.
I don't know where he went. Read.
They brought to the Pharisees him that aforetime was blind. And it was the Sabbath day when Yeshua made the clay and opened his eyes. Then again the Pharisees also asked him, How had he received his sight?
So now they asking him, man, how you see, dude? Read.
He said unto them, He put clay on my eyes, and I washed, and I do see. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, This man is not of Elohim.
He is what?
This man is not of Elohim.
Even though this man has been blind his whole life, he ain't of Yah. Read.
Because he keeps not the Sabbath day.
He broke the Shabbat he can't be, knowing that he didn't break it. Read.
Others said, How can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. Then they said unto the blind man again, What say you of him? And that he have opened your eyes. He said, He is a prophet. But the Yahudim did not believe concerning him.
They did what?
Did not believe concerning him.
They can't accept the naked truth. Read.
That he had been blind. And receiving his sight until they called the parents of him that had received his sight.
Wow, you don't take the man's testimony and just believe what he's telling you. Now, go get his mom and daddy. Go get his mama now. This is something ain't right. We can't let this happen. Read.
And they asked them, saying, This your boy here? Who you say was born blind? How then does he now see? His parents answered them and said, We know this is our son.
Yeah, that's him. That's Billy. Read.
And that he was born blind.
We know he was born blind. Everybody in the town know that he was born blind. Read.
But by what means he now sees, we know not. Or who have opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age.
He old enough, ask him.
Ask him. He shall speak for himself.
But they already done asked him. Read.
These words spake his parents, because they feared the Yahudim. For the Yahudim had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Hamashiach, he should be put out of the synagogue.
He should be what?
Put out of the synagogue.
So they already got an underlying sneaky plan that if they confess it, to put him out, to kick him out, to excommunicate him. Can't accept the naked truth. Read.
Therefore said his parents, He's of age. Ask him. Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him, Give Elohim the praise. We know that this man is a sinner.
We know what?
That this man is a sinner.
You ain't seen him do nothing to call him a sinner, but they cannot accept the truth. They cannot do it. Read.
He answered and said, Whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know, that whereas I was blind, now I see.
So you can say whatever you want. All I know is he made me see. That's what I know. I don't know if he is a sinner or not, but I know he made me see. Read.
Then said they to him again, what did he to you? How opened he your eyes? He answered them, I have told you already.
I already told you. You don't want the truth. This is what we got to get in our heads. Some people don't want the truth. This is what we got to get in our heads. You cannot force this thing on people. You cannot beat them over the head with them. Some people don't want it. They can't accept it. This is because these people want it to be something. They want the name to be a higher so bad that they can't accept it. Read.
He answered them, I have told you already, and you did not hear. Wherefore would you hear it again? Will you also be his disciples? Then they reviled him.
They did what?
They reviled him.
Then they reviled him. Listen, you got to go. Read.
And said, you are his disciple, but we are Moses' disciples.
We are who?
Moses' disciples.
He's trying to pit them against each other. Read.
We know that Elohim spake unto Moses. As for this fellow, we know not from whence he is. The man answered and said unto them, why herein is a marvelous thing that you know not from whence he is. And yet he hath opened my eyes. Now we know that Elohim hears not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of Elohim and does his will, him he hears.
Read.
Since the world began, was it not heard that any man opened the eyes of one that was born blind? If this man were not of Elohim, he could do nothing.
He could what?
He could do nothing.
He could do nothing. But we know that the God that's coming on the scene is going to perform these same things. And everybody that's not written and don't really know the book is going to fall for it. Verse 39.
Verse 39. And Yeshua said, for judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not, might see, and they which see might be made blind.
Might be what?
Might be made blind.
Might be made blind. So the Pharisees was the ones saying that we're in the truth. They're saying that we can see, but since you say you can see, the sin is going to really be on you because you are professing that you are in the truth. So when we profess that we're in the truth, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's more deadly on you because you are professing that you can see. It's a dangerous thing. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. So they refused to believe the truth. It was standing right there in their face. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth.
They do what?
They receive not the love of the truth.
He says they receive not the love of the truth. Them people right there receive not the love of the truth because they wanted it to be what they wanted it to be and not let it be what it is. Read.
That they might be saved. And for this cause, Elohim shall send them strong delusion.
That what?
That they should believe a lie.
It says a lie, but it's actually definite the lie. That they should believe the lie. Read. Verse 12.
But we are bound to give thanks always to Elohim for you, brethren.
Go back to verse 12.
Verse 12. That they might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Had what?
Pleasure in unrighteousness.
Because the flesh loves pleasure, has pleasure in unrighteousness. Read.
But we are bound to give thanks always to Elohim for you, brethren, beloved of Yahuwah, because Elohim have from the beginning chosen you.
Did what?
Chosen you.
Chosen you. Let's give me Proverbs 23 and 23. Let's get to it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 23. Buy the truth.
The what?
Buy the truth.
He said, buy the truth. Read.
And sell it not.
Don't sell it. Once you buy it, do not sell it. Read.
Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding.
Wisdom, instructions, and understanding. So now we gotta ask ourselves, what is the truth? Pilate asked them, what is the truth? Right? Let's see. Get Psalms 119 and 142.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is the truth.
And your what?
Your law is the truth.
So the law is the truth. So buy the law and don't sell it. Let's see what it's saying. John chapter 14, verse 6.
Book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. Yeshua said unto him, I am the way.
I am what?
I am the way.
And what else?
The truth.
And the what?
And the life.
He just told you, I'm the truth. So when it says, buy the truth, he's telling you to buy him. So when he was in the people's faces, they didn't buy him. He was selling himself. Just like B told you in one of the other lessons, he says, I gave you goodly houses, I brought you out. He said, Moses is selling the Most High to the people, trying to show you what's best for you. I'm tap dancing for you, I'm trying to show you it's best to choose me. I'm selling myself to you. They wasn't having it. So when you're buying the truth, you are buying him. Right? So if he is the truth, then who is the lie? The other guy. John 8 and 44.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own, for he's a liar and the father of it.
And the what?
The father of it.
He's the father of lies. So we have the truth and the lie. He told you to buy the truth and don't sell it. So now this should bring things to your mind. How do I buy it? Right? This should come to your mind. If he said buy the truth, how do I buy it? Who do I get it from? Right? How much is it? And what will it cost me to get this truth? All these questions should come to your mind. Again, how do I buy it? Who do I get it from? How much is it? And what will it cost me to get this truth? So to buy things, you normally need what? Money, right? Exactly. To get these things, you need money. Let's see something. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. And to get money, you need to do what? You need to work for it, right? Rock with me.
Romans chapter 6 and verse
23.
23. For the wages of sin.
For the what?
The wages of sin.
What do you get wages from?
Work.
From work, right? Read.
For the wages of sin is death.
It is what?
Death.
For the wages of sin is death. This means you are working for it, right? You work to get these wages, but these wages will get you killed. They're going to take you to the pit. But you are working for it. What symbolizes your work? Your hands, right? Where does the mark go at?
Your hands.
In your hand, it symbolizes your work and where it goes. So for the wages of sin is death. Finish that out.
But the gift of Elohim.
But the what?
But the gift.
But the gift. Do you buy a gift? Wait a minute. So you don't buy it. Hey, thank you for giving me that gift. Here's the money for it. Wow.
Coming down. Let's cut it off.
What? Oh my goodness. The wages of sin is death. So the wages of righteousness is what? The opposite. It's eternal life. Let's see. So again, to work is something that you're doing. To work to get these wages. Matthew chapter 7, verse 23.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, and verse 23. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
What?
I never knew you.
Read.
Depart from me, you that work.
That do what?
That work.
That work what?
Iniquity.
So these people are working for this. We got to be on the opposite side. We got to work the righteousness. Away from me, you that work iniquity. That's how they get their wages. This is how they buy and sell at the end of the book of Revelations chapter 13. This is your buying and your selling. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. Romans chapter 8 and 13.
Yes, sir.
Romans 8 and 13.
The book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 13. For if you live after the flesh.
After what?
If you live after the flesh.
Read.
You shall die.
You shall what?
You shall die.
Plain and simple. No parable. No dark speech. Nothing. If you live after the flesh, you're going to die. Flat out. Read.
But if you, through the Ruach, do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live.
You shall what?
You shall live.
You shall live. Now, he says, buy the truth and sell it not. He don't say, if you can get it on a good deal, buy it. If you can catch the truth on sale, buy it. Right? Because, again, we know when we get ready to buy something, first thing we got to know, how much? Right? But he don't leave no wiggle room. Buy it at all costs. No matter what it takes, buy it at all costs. When he was talking, we ain't going to go there, when he was talking to the rich ruler, and he told him, go and sell all that you have and follow me. Give it away. You got eternal life if you follow me. He couldn't do it. He sold the truth right there. He couldn't take it. Not my stuff. Not my stuff that's really just dirt. I can't give it. No, man. Ask me something else. He couldn't do it. So again, if you get the truth and somebody offer you $1 quintillion and you sell it, you got gypped. If somebody take all the money in the world, all the riches in the world, all the oil, all the silver, all the gold, all the coal, all the iron ore, all the whatever it be that's supposed to make you wealthy, if you trade and sell the truth for it, you got gypped. You lost. When you sell things, you're supposed to make a profit. But if you sell the truth, you got gypped. For no matter how much it is that you got back, you got gypped. That's what he's trying to show you. Buy the truth and sell it not. Don't do it. How much is it? Sell everything. Matthew chapter 13, verse 44.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 44.
We ain't even get it out fast enough. Give me Matthew 13.
Matthew 13 and verse 44. Again, the kingdom of Shamaim is like unto treasure.
Unto what?
Unto treasure.
He said it's like unto a treasure, read.
Hid in a field.
Hid in a field, read.
That the which, when a man have found, he hides.
He do what?
He hides.
He hides. So he found the truth in a field. He finds it and he hides it. It's precious, read.
And for joy thereof goes and sells all that he has.
Sell everything to get what?
And buys that field.
And buys the field because the truth is in it. So he sell everything that he got to get it. Read.
Again, the kingdom of Shamaim is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it.
And did what?
And bought it.
He sold everything to get it. This is what he's trying to tell you. Get rid of everything. If this is what it takes, that's what you do. How do I buy it? Next question. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsts, come, you to the waters, and he that have no money.
Have what?
He that have no money.
Oh, dude, you ain't got no money. You can't come in here. Read.
Come you, buy.
Do what?
Buy.
Read.
And eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money.
Without what?
Without money.
So you can't buy it with money. It's a free gift. So you can't buy it. So the righteous people at the end, they can't do what? They can't buy it. Because only the people that's marked can buy it. But we got to find out what it really is. Read.
And without price.
Without what?
Without price.
Without price. Read.
Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?
Why are you spending money for that which ain't bread? It's nothing. What verse what? Read.
And your labor for that which satisfies not. Listen diligently unto me.
Do what?
Listen diligently unto me.
Half listen to me and fall asleep.
Listen diligently unto me.
Read.
And eat you that which is good.
Eat you what?
That which is good.
Eat that which is good. Let's find out what that is. James chapter 1.
Finish that up.
Yeah, my bad.
Eat that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
Let it do what?
Let your soul delight itself in
He
fatness.
said, let your soul delight itself in fatness. So eat that which is good. James chapter 1, 22.
Study your flesh.
The book of James chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word.
Be you what?
Doers of the word.
Just listen to it.
Be you doers of the word.
Read.
And not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Do what?
Deceiving your own selves.
Surely nobody wouldn't trick themselves. Yes, people do it all day, every day. Willfully tricking yourself. Read.
For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholds himself and goes his way, and straightway forgets what manner of man he was.
Verse what?
25.
Read.
But whoso looks into the perfect law.
Into what?
Into the perfect law
Has what?
of liberty, and continues therein.
And do what?
Continues therein.
Don't get off the bus. Read.
He being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be increased in his deed.
And he shall be what?
Increased in his deed.
Increased in his deed. He told you to come and buy wine and eat the bread, right? Matthew chapter 4. Verse 3.
The book of Matthew chapter 4 verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if you be the son of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread.
Command that these stones be made bread. Don't he know he talking to the bread? Absolutely. But if I can run the game on you, I got you. Because he ran it on Eve. She didn't know the word. Read.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
But by what?
But by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Elohim.
That's why he says, lean not to your own understanding. Every time he came, he hit him with script. Every time he hit him with script. No back and forth, just folly. He hit him with script. John chapter 6 and 35.
The book of John chapter 6 and verse 35. And Yeshua said unto them, I am the bread of life.
I am what?
The bread of life.
This is the bread that you should be buying. Read.
He that comes to me shall never hunger, and he that believes on me shall never thirst.
So when he told you come and buy wine and milk without money, he was telling you to come by me. Come get me. That's what he was trying to get them to see. But they couldn't see it. So again, if they tell you, I have a quintillion bucks for you, bro, sell me that truth, and you do it, you just got beat. Acts chapter 8 and 20.
The book of Acts chapter 8 and verse 20. But Peter said unto him,
Go back a verse.
Verse 19, saying, give me also this power.
Do what?
Give me also this power.
Because everybody desires something. Give me this power, I need it. Read.
That on whomsoever I lay hands, he may receive the Ruach HaKodesh. But Peter said unto him, your money perishes with you.
Your what?
Your money perishes
Your
with you.
money perish with you. Why?
Because you have thought that the gift of Elohim may be purchased with money.
That you thought you could buy it with money. Curse, get away from me. You can't buy this with money. So what will this truth cost you? It costs you some time and some effort. So when you go buy your Bible from the bookstore, did you just buy the truth?
Yeah. I mean, technically.
So just having the Bible because you bought it,
Nope.
mean you in the truth, you got the truth.
Nope, you gotta open it up.
Wow, so just because you got it don't mean
Exactly.
that you in the truth or you got the truth. You gotta open that thing up and search it and look through it and don't say, I can't find the answer to this one, so I'm gonna call Cole up at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake him up and see. See? You gotta get in the thing and go in there and look, because if you don't, you're gonna buy something that you don't really want. You're gonna see what it is. So what will it cost you? What does this truth cost you? Let's get Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1.
The book of Proverbs chapter 2 at verse 1. My son, if you will receive my words and hide my commandments with you, so that you incline your ear unto wisdom.
Do what?
Incline your ear unto wisdom.
Same thing he told us in Isaiah 55, right? Read.
And apply your heart to understanding. Yea, if you cry after knowledge.
After what?
After knowledge.
Read.
And lift up your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver, and search for her as for treasure.
So if you go after this truth the same way you go after the hustle, the same way that you go after that money, after the belly god, the same way you'll get it. But we don't have the vigor for that. We rather just sit around and act somebody else instead of diligently going into it and search it out. Right? Read.
Then shall you understand the fear of Yahuwah.
Then shall what?
You understand the fear of Yahuwah and find the knowledge of Elohim.
And do what?
Find the knowledge of Elohim.
And find the knowledge of Elohim. So it's going to cost you some time and some effort to actually get into the book and go in it and study it and look at what it's saying for yourself. Is much better when you actually grasp it. But don't just read to say, man, I read a whole chapter today. Don't do that. It's pointless if you don't understand what you're reading. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called study. Look at it. Go through it. Examine it. If you don't, you're going to buy something that you don't want. He says, if it were possible that the very elect shall be deceived. Right? The only way. Exactly. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like to brag, oh man, I done read the Bible 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. You don't know nothing.
And don't know nothing it's talking about, but you read it 4 or 5 times. It's pointless. That's just satisfying the flesh. You bragging. Right? So this truth might cost you your family. How many know about this? It may cost you your family. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35.
The book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
It's not what?
Is not worthy of me.
It's not worthy of me. So again, when you put y'all first, a lot of our families say, oh my God, he in the cult, and you say, man, I can't stand my people. I can't stand all my people thinking I'm crazy, man. What kind of God would want me to not fellowship with my mama then? Guess what you're doing? You're selling it. You're selling it. You're getting rid of it. You put him on sale, and you got rid of him. Read.
He that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that takes not his stake and follows after me is not
stake and follow after me. And when you take this stake, it means you are denying what?
the flesh.
Yourself. I can't deny myself, man. I gotta do what I want to do. You know, I should be able to eat what I want to eat. You know, even though that woman married, she's still my soulmate. We connect. Right? Yeah, I know she married, but still, you know, we like the same things. You know what I'm saying? We both like to watch the Housewives. We connect. You know what?
He that takes not his stake and follows after me is not worthy of me.
Is not what?
Is not worthy of me.
Read.
He that finds his life shall lose it.
A lot of people gonna sell the truth to save their life.
Mean the same thing.
You're gonna sell the truth to save
Allah me.
your life. So guess what? This truth might cost you your life. It might cost you your life. Acts chapter 7 and verse 52. Acts chapter 7 and verse 52.
The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 52. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted?
This is the story of Stephen. Read.
And they have slain them which showed before of the coming of the just one, of whom you have been now the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of Malachi, and have not kept it. Which they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. But he, being full of the Ruach HaKodesh, looked up steadfastly into Shamayim, and saw the esteem of Elohim, and Yeshua standing on the right hand of Elohim, and said, Behold, I see the Shamayim open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of Elohim. Then they cried out with a loud voice.
With what voice?
With a loud voice.
Read.
And stopped their ears.
They did what?
And stopped their ears.
I can't take the truth. La 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 la. I can't take it. They stopped their ears because they can't stand it. They can't receive the truth. Read.
And ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Shaul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon Elohim, and saying, Yeshua HaMashiach, receive my Ruach.
Do what?
Receive my Ruach.
And I want you to kill every one of these niggas down here that just stoned me. Kill them dead. Read.
And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Master, lay not this sin on to their charge.
Wait a minute, that don't say that. I know that don't say that. I know that say, get revenge on them right now. Send down the fire from heaven and burn all of them up. Read it again, because that's what it says.
And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Master, lay not this sin to their charge.
Wow. This truth cost this man his life. Finish that out.
And when he had said this, he fell asleep.
He did what?
He fell asleep.
He fell asleep. So, if you can buy the truth, then you can buy the lie. Because the lie is on sale all the time. It's on the clearance rack. You can get it all the time. So when you want to go to Nordstrom's or Saks Fifth on the rack, the lie is waiting right there for you. Buy it in bulk. Easy. Exactly. You can get it however you want. It's there for the taking. So you can, if you can buy the truth, you can buy the lie. Let's see how you buy it. 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 20.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 20. And Ahab said to Elijah, Have you found me, O my enemy?
Have you found me, enemy? Read.
And he answered, I have found you, because you have sold yourself to work evil in the sight of Yahuwah.
To do what?
You have sold yourself to work evil in the sight of Yahuwah.
Did somebody pass him a check when he just sold himself? He sold himself to work evil. So when you do evil, you sell the truth and buy the lie. So he just sold himself to do evil. Isaiah 52, verse 1. Absolutely.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, and verse 1. Awake, awake, put Put on your strength, O Zion. On your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the set apart city. For henceforth there shall no more come into you the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake yourself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose yourself from the bands of your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus saith Yahuwah, you have sold yourselves for nothing.
You did what?
You have sold yourselves for nothing.
He said we sold ourselves for nothing. Did we get some money for that? We didn't get a check for that though. But he said we sold ourselves for nothing. What was we doing to sell ourselves? Sinning. Evil. That's how we purchased the lie. Through sinning. So let's go. Genesis chapter 2, verse 15.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 15. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may eat, you may freely eat.
You may what?
Freely eat.
Read.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die.
You shall what?
You shall surely die.
You shall surely die. He just told them what? The truth. He just told them the truth. Genesis chapter 3, pick it up at verse 1. Now here come the dressed up lie.
The book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath Elohim said, you shall not eat of every tree in the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim hath said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die.
You said what?
You shall not surely die.
What is this? This is a lie. But let's see what they do. Because it's on clearance. Read.
For Elohim does know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as Elohim, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the tree of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open.
And it was what?
They were open.
And their eyes was open. Guess what Adam and Eve just bought? The lie. They just bought a lie. No money was involved, but they just bought a lie. Let's see what they ate. Hosea chapter 10:13. They just bought the lie. Not a, the lie.
The book of Hosea, chapter 10 and verse 13. You have plowed wickedness. You have reaped iniquity. You have eaten the fruit of lies.
Ate what?
The fruit of lies.
You ate the fruit of lies. So from the very beginning, this guy has been selling what? Lies. The whole time. Isaiah 46:9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am Elohim, and there is none else. I am Elohim, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning.
The what?
The end from the beginning.
So we just was reading about the beginning. So it's telling us that what happened in the beginning is going to happen in the end. So what do you think he's going to be selling at the end? That he has the people that has his mark buying and selling. The same thing. He's been doing it the whole time. Because Mashiach is the truth and he is the lie. Definite. Not a, but the lie. So let's see something. He says, if it were possible, even the very elect would be deceived. This lesson is called the naked truth or the dressed up lie. Let's get something. Y'all think Joshua knew the law?
Yes.
He was the successor of Moses, right?
Yes.
So we know he knew it. Let's get Joshua chapter 9, verse 3.
The book of Joshua, chapter 9 and verse 3. And when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and Ai, they did work wildly and went and
They
made
were what?
wild.
What does that wildly mean?
Smart.
Wow. So he said that the serpent was more subtle than everybody else. So these people, he says, they did work wildly or subtle. Read on.
They did work wildly and went and made as if they had been ambassadors and took old sacks
Dressing themselves up. Read.
upon their donkeys and wine bottles, old and rent and bound up, and old shoes and clouded upon their feet, and old garments upon them, and all the bread on their provisions was dry and moldy. And they went to Joshua unto the camp at Gilgal, and said unto him and to the men of Israel, we come from a far country.
Is this the truth? This is a dressed up lie. Read.
Now therefore, make you a league with us.
What does the law tell us not to do?
Make a league with them.
Make no leagues with these people. Read.
And the men of Israel said unto the Hivites, peradventure you dwell among us, and how shall we make a league with you? And they said unto Joshua, we are your servants. And Joshua said unto them, who are you?
Who are you?
And from where did you come? And they said unto him, from a very far country.
Read.
What's the name? Your servants are come because of the name of Yahuwah your Elohim. For we have heard the fame of him and all he did in Egypt, and all he did to the two kings of the Amorites that were beyond Jordan, to Sihon, king of Heshbon, and to Og, king of Bashan, which was at Ashtaroth. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake to us, saying, take victuals with you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say to them, we are your servants. Therefore now make you a league with us. This our bread we took hot for our provisions.
What is this?
Big lie.
The bread was already old and moldy.
Right.
When he says, we took hot for it, just came out the ovens when we left. Read.
This our bread we took hot for our provisions out of our houses on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now, behold, it is dry, and it is moldy. And these bottles of wine which were filled were new.
They were what?
They were new.
But it told us in the verses before that it was already old and moldy. Right? Read.
And behold, they are rent, and these are garments, and our shoes are become old
They was already old. Read.
by reason of a very long journey. And the men took of their victuals and asked not counsel at the mouth of Yahuwah.
They did what?
Asked not counsel at the mouth of Yahuwah.
They did ask counsel of Yah. Joshua, the successor of Moses, didn't take counsel of Yah before he did something.
Yep.
Read.
And Joshua made peace with them.
He did what?
Made peace with them, and made a league with them, and let them live. And the princes And the princes of the congregation swear unto them.
They did what?
They swear unto them.
So if Joshua, the successor of Moses, can get God, what do you think about yourself? If you don't go in this book every day and go in it for real, it's going to be easy to get you. You're going to buy the dressed up lie. Joshua just bought the dressed up lie because he didn't take counsel of God. Can y'all think of somebody else buying a dressed up lie?
Besides Adam and Eve?
Jacob. Isaac. Genesis chapter 27, verse 14.
The book of Genesis chapter 27 and verse 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands.
Why is she doing that? She trying to make him look like something that he not. Wow. She trying to make him look like Esau because this blessing, this birthright, supposed to come to him. So she got to do some trickery to do it. Read.
And put upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who are you,
He said,
my
what?
son?
Who are you? So his discernment is off. He said, Who are you? Read.
And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, your firstborn.
What is he doing? Lying. A dressed up lie. Read.
I have done according as you bade me.
He didn't tell you to do that. He told Esau to do that. Read.
Arise, I pray you, sit and eat of my venison, that your soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly?
Wow. You went out and found that wild game that quick? Wow, he already should know something. He already should know something. Hey, that was quick. I ain't even hit a shot. Oh, but they didn't have guns back then. Nothing new under the sun. Read on.
And he said, Because Yahuwah, your Elohim, brought it to me.
Wow.
Major violation.
Straight up just lied and put Yah's name on it. Well, Yah gave it to me. Read.
And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray you, that I may feel you.
That I may what?
That I may feel you.
That I may feel you. All of the senses, just like Adam and Eve's story. He touched every sense. He heard the voice, touching them, taste the food, all of them. Read.
Whether you be my very son Esau or not. He didn't believe it. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and felt him. And he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice.
That's Jacob. Read.
But the hands are the hands of Esau.
Wow. He's trying to discern, but he can't do it because this guy dressed up like his other son. Read.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him, and he said, Are you my very son Esau?
Are you my very son Esau? Wait a minute. Go get Jacob. I want both of y'all in here at the same time. One of you stand on this side, and one of you on this side. I gotta know. He ain't do this.
Belly guy, hungry.
Exactly. Just bought the dressed up lie. So, at the beginning, He came as the serpent, right? With subtlety. And at the end, he gonna come as the serpent again. But through it, he gonna turn into the dragon. What does the dragon show you? Rage. Rage. I'm gonna kill you. Now that you won't take it from me peacefully, I'm gonna turn into the dragon and I'm gonna make you buy this from me. Because you're gonna think you're saving your life. But when you actually do this, you just bought the lie. Because you're going to try to save your own life from this, right? So it's going to be a certain cutoff point. Revelation 22 and 11. There will be a cutoff point at some time after them angels say what they say with a loud voice. If any man worship the beast or take his mark. Revelation 22 verse 11.
Revelation 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Keep sinning. Do what you're doing. It's no more room for repentance for you. Read.
And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Go ahead and stay filthy. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your sin like Trav lesson was. Keep your sin. Read.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
Stay righteous. Read.
And he that is set apart, let him be set apart still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me.
And is what?
My reward is with me.
And my reward is with me. So he told us that you shall be redeemed without what? Without money. Give me 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yeshua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution.
So do what?
Shall suffer persecution.
So again, we don't, they're letting us die in the streets. He already told you that you're going to suffer persecution. Read.
But evil men and seducers shall wax worse.
Doing what?
And worse, deceiving and being deceived.
What are they doing? He says they are deceiving and being deceived. What are they doing? They buying and selling. They doing both right here. You're deceiving and being deceived. You buying and selling the truth and the lie. Read that again. Verse 12 and 13.
Verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yeshua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Deceiving and being deceived. Buying and selling lies. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 19.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19. What? Know you not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh?
It is what?
The temple of the Ruach HaKodesh.
Read.
Which is in you.
Which is what?
Which is in you.
Which is in you. He says that this guy gonna set up in the temple of Elohim, saying he is Yah. It's not talking about the building.
Yes.
It's talking about in you.
Yes.
In your heart. Read.
Which you have of Elohim, and you are not your own.
You are what?
Are not your own.
Why not?
For you are bought with a price.
You are what?
Bought with a price.
He already bought you. It's a free gift. You don't have to buy it. We ain't in the market of buying. If we already got them. If we already bought them and believe on them, as he said, you don't have to buy anything. Right? So by no means am I telling anybody to take a vaccine or to get to take a microchip. Any of this, you will be silly if you do that. But this buying and selling is talking about the truth and the lie that you're going to buy. So with that, say shalom.
Just to verify, buying and selling. It's not nothing to do with being able to buy no food or nothing like that, but you're going to have to teach his doctrine. And if you're not teaching his doctrine, then that's the issue. There's no more freedom of speech, no more freedom of religion. It's going to be him. Nothing to do with no food or water or nothing like that.
It's the truth. We're going to see that the food, he tell you that the food is going to be something called superinflation. Right? Because he tell you that a measure of wheat for a penny. That penny means a day's wages. So people going to have, quote unquote, money. It just really won't be no good.
Right.
But if you his people, what did you do for us in the wilderness?
Made rain come down.
Fed you.
Gave Elijah ravens to eat.
Exactly. You wouldn't have to buy anything.
Right.
Only if you in his walk. So this is where the two witnesses come in somewhat. To get the people to the direct truth. And most people still gonna reject it. Because we can't handle it. So when you buy the truth, you are buying Mashiach. When you buy a lie, you are buying the serpent. That makes sense?
For instance, like the truth is, the Most High Lord, buying a lie is you can eat anything, I bless anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how you do it. That's buying a lie.
I think what's key is it's like when you have a artist, right? That you'll buy their CD or you'll, you know what I'm saying, purchase some of their stuff, right? The first thing you have to do is buy into them, right? Yeah, the first thing that you have to do is buy into them. Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
So once you buy into who this artist is, then you go ahead and purchase. You know what I'm saying? So just like he's saying with this lesson, like if you don't buy into the Most High, if you don't buy into his word, if you don't buy into his son, you're not going to buy him in the first place. Because you don't believe in the product. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in the product to actually cop. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Straight up.
So everybody is quote unquote selling themselves all the time, right? So certain people are put on a waist trainer or something and suck it all in. And she is deceiving somebody with this. Cause he think it's like this. And she like, and all of us, then when she get to know him a little bit better, and she do what she do, she poof! You sold yourself to this guy because he believed this.
You know the dude won the case against that woman. She wore makeup and after they got married, she took the makeup off and he like, yo, like who is this? And he won a case against her because of that.
Exactly. She sold it. So when you go out there, you see that guy, that slick guy with them cards. Come on, step right up. Look at her, she just won. Ooh, look at come on, man. You saw her just win. Right? Look. Oh man, this look easy. She just won. Go ahead. Come on, man. Put your money down. It's up under that one. Oh! You just bought it. You bought a lie. And you knew it.
That's the part. That's the part.
You knew it.
That's the part.
You know that woman was working with him.
That's right.
But you wanted to go after. I can win. She just won. He know her. Look at they got pictures together on Facebook. Don't look at his Facebook. They on there together. She know him. That's the buying and selling a lie. You know better and you do it anyway.
Yeah. You know going into the situation. Even the dude who married the chick with all the makeup, right? You never questioned why she was caked up all the time. You never, like, you didn't think to yourself, she never let me touch her face. I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, he knew already. You already, before you go into these situations, you already know. But you wait because you have hope that you won't get deceived. You got hope that things will turn around. But then it ended up being the same thing that you knew from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's why it's self-inflicted.
It says, if the serpent was a literal animal, did it act on its own or was it influenced by Satan?
Wasn't that?
No, it wasn't an animal. So get Psalms 44:24. So it says that he would go upon his belly.
The book of Psalms, chapter 44, and verse 24.
It's going to show you that he's going from his esteemed and high state to a low state. Read.
Wherefore, hide you your face, and forget our affliction and our oppression. For our soul is bowed down to the dust.
Our what?
Our soul is bowed down to the dust.
Read.
Our belly cleaves unto the earth.
So their belly is not literally on the earth, but they have been brought down from the high state to a low state. This is what the serpent was being shown. He's being brought up from the high position that he used to be to a low state. Not that he actually slithers around on the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's what we say. That dude is a low-down snake in the grass. Not literal. You know what I'm saying? It's the actions of a man. Same dude, because he's doing the same thing at the end. Selling lies. Exactly. So to eat the dust part, he told you that when man dies, he goes back to what?
Dust.
To dust. So the serpent feeds off your death. He needs you to die to eat. That's why he want to kill you all the time.
I'm glad somebody just asked that because I was looking into that. His name, Nakash, right? It's the same word for sorcery. It's the same word for sorcery. He lied, so lying is sorcery. Manipulation.
Absolutely.
Manipulating people, you using sorcery.
So when you know that this word, the minute that Adam and Eve saw that he said, even if he looked like him, the minute that he said something opposite of what they was told, they were supposed to know right then and there. Whoa, wait a minute. This ain't right. You telling me to do something else. He said, don't eat, I'm going to die. So that Deuteronomy 13 always comes into play.
Absolutely.
Even if he do the miracle in front of your face. So think of it like this. What if he bring back your great-grandma that you love so much in front of your face, but he come and tell you, you don't need that book. You don't need no Yahushua HaMashiach.
You're God, brother.
You are God yourself. But he just brought your grandmother back. How many people gonna go for that?
Man, everybody.
They're gonna go for it because they're not gonna stay down.
Most of the people gonna go for this site for the miracle. just like they was following him for the miracle.
Even if you, let's just say Adam and Eve heard him say something wrong or out of pocket, right? Instead of just acting on something because you think that this is the right thing to do, just like when you went over in the lesson, why not go and inquire? You know what I'm saying? Go ask the most, hey man, you sent this dude down here?
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
you
what's
would
up?
say his name.
Hey, what's up with dog?
It would pop right
You know what I'm saying? Inquisition of the Most High get you out of a lot of trouble. But don't think because you inquire of the Most High that you won't try to answer yourself. Oh, Father, such and such, such and such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, yep. Most High told me. No, you told you.
Puffed up by your own fleshly mind.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be mindful, man. But if you buy into the truth, you'll know the difference between you and the Spirit of the Father.
They didn't have prophets. They didn't have prophets.
We do. People still do. This they didn't have it. We got it right here.
Wait, so he not Godzilla? No.
I said Leviathan. That's what they got Leviathan. Godzilla.
But remember, if you don't know this book, if Joshua can get deceived, think about it. Think about how deep that is. The successor of Moses got tripped up. He got. And we know he know the law. Y'all came to him directly and talked with him. And he still got. So before that he even inquired of y'all, how did he get God? What fooled him?
I was about to say his was it compassion?
That's a part of it.
Yeah, he just compassionate.
All their shoes is old, and they done came from a long ways. All of this.
They knew he was compassionate.
Rocking with the word.
Understanding. Yeah.
Exactly. So all these things will lead you to buy the lie.
Yeah.
We don't want to buy the lie. We want to get the truth that we claim we in and keep it. And don't sell it for nothing. And don't get tricked out of it and sell it.
Good.
No questions in here?
Covered it.
That boy's a good. Ain't no question.
As I said, he covered everything. All right, bring on.
Pray out. We gon' pray. We gon' pray out. Pray out. We gon' pray Let your church say pray.
Wow. Gotta go. That's a lie. We ain't buying.
What about it?
You're not buying that lie.
Father, y'all, we come before you, Father, standing with one heart and one mind, Father, with one accord, Father. Thank you, Father, for the truth, Father. The truth, Father, the truth of the good news, Father, of your Son, whose blood was shed for the remission of our sins, Father. We pray that in the days that we're faced with a dressed up life, Father, that we would acknowledge you, Father, and allow discernment to proceed forth according to your Ruach, Father. Father, we pray and ask, Father, that in that day that we're faced with the troubles, Father, and when we're faced with tribulation, Father, that we would acknowledge you, Father, that we would only keep the truth, that we would buy the truth and keep it and remain in it, Father, and and would not buy the lie, and would not be deceived according to your will and your way, Father. Father, we pray that you just continue to edify us, continue to lead us and guide us into righteousness. Give us a thirst and a hunger for your word, Father, that we would desire it on a daily basis to feed our soul and make it fat, Father. Father, all these things we pray and we give thanks. So be it.
So be it.
Avinu Shabbat Shemayim.
Avinu Shabbat Shemayim.
Ikadosh.
Ikadosh.
Shenka.
Shenka.
Tabo.
Tabo.
Nakutka.
Makuka.
Yeaseh.
Yeaseh.
Ratzonka.
Ratzonka.
Baaretz.
Baaretz.
Kasher.
Kasher.
Nasha.
Nasha.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Teilanu.
Teilanu.
Vayom.
Vayom.
Lekim.
Lekim.
Pikanu.
Pikanu.
Uslak.
Uslak.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Eight.
Ashmatenu.
Kasher.
Kasher.
Sukim.
Sukim.
Anaknu.
Anaknu.
Lasher.
Lasher.
Ashmu. Lanu. Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tabinu.
Tabinu.
Lede.
Lede.
Lasa.
Lasa.
Ki.
Ki.
E.
E.
Hatsulanu.
Hatsulanu.
Mi.
Mi.
Hara.
Hara.
Ki.
Ki.
Laka.
Laka.
Amam Laka.
Amam Laka.
Wahagi Bora.
Wahagi Bora.
Wa Tifere.
Wa Tifere.
Lome.
Lome.
Ulami.
Ulami.
So be it.
So be it.
Hallelujah. Cash App and the PayPal information in there. If you care to give a donation, it's there. Feel free. We appreciate you all. We appreciate Sister Gabrielle for moderating.